Okay. Today we'll discuss about synchro pair characteristics experiment. There are two parts, two experiment. You can say the sub experiment. One is the first study of synchro transmitter. Another one is study of synchro transmitter receiver pair characteristics. So first we'll see study of synchro transmitter. So before that, what is the synchro transmitter or what is the synchro? First we'll see the synchro is it is a general name for inductive devices, and it works on rotating transformer principle. Basically there are these are electromechanical devices, or it is also called electromagnetic transducer, which produces output voltages depending upon angular position of the rotor, which produces output voltage depending upon angular position of the rotor. So the synchro system has devices. Synchro system has two devices interconnected with devices called synchro transmitter and synchro control transformer. Synchro system has two devices interconnected with synchro transmitter and synchro control transformer. So it is also called synchro pair. So the synchro pair measures and compares two angular displacements, and its output voltage is approximately linear with the angular difference of the axis of both shaft. So this can be used for two purpose: to control angular position of load from a remote place or long distance. Second, for automatic correction of changes due to disturbance in the angular position. So this is about synchro pair characteristic and synchro. So first the circuit diagram for synchro transmitter will see. So you can see the circuit diagram. So this gives the stator part and this gives the rotor part. Rotor has the synchro design is like such that rotor is having only one winding, stator is having three winding with a displacement of 120 degree, between each winding. So here the rotor winding is excited, or it will given supply AC supply, single phase AC line it will be given, and that is 230 volt will be given to the rotor winding. So with the help of the principal rotating transformer, EMF will be induced in the stator. So these what you call this stator winding are displaced at an angle 120 degree. So the EMF will be different at different angle. So we need to note down with respect to each winding the voltages. The tabular column you can see here, rotor position in degree 0 to 360 you can vary here, 0 to 360, and we can measure the voltages between two S1 and S2 is nothing but stator 1, stator 2, that is the winding, stator 1 winding, stator 2 winding, voltage bit between two windings we are measuring with respect to angle. So voltage that is between S2 and S3 of stator winding, voltage between S3 and S1 stator winding. So with respect to angle of rotor position we are measuring the voltages of stator winding. So this is about synchro transmitter characteristics. So we'll see the experiment. Yes, we'll see the experiment. So this is the synchro transmitter kit we're using. So here this is the transmitter, and this is the receiver part. So this is the rotor part, it is excited, and this is the rotor angular position. You can control, you can change the angular position of rotor. You can change the angular position of rotor, this one. So here stator winding S1, S2, S3. Stator winding S1, S1, S2, S3 stator. So this is the receiver part. Receiver is also having rotor one winding, and again stator S1 dash, S2 dash, S3 dash. This is the receiver rotor part. Angular position you can control with the help of this. So first we'll do the experiment for transmitter. So we'll connect S1. We need to measure voltage between two windings S1 and S2. We are connecting here S1 and S2, S1 and S2, S1, S2 connecting to voltmeter. Okay, so we are not connecting, in the first case we are not connecting to receiver part, we are connecting only to the transmitter, and we are measuring voltage between two winding S1 and S2. So now I'll on the supply. So this is the power transmitter, I'm switch on it. Okay, so now you can see the rotor part. Rotor position control is at the 0, and the EMF induced at S1 and S2 is 33.2. At 0, the EMF induced S1 and S2 is 33.2. So similarly, when you vary the position of rotor to 30°, the EMF, you can see that at 0 it is 33. When you vary from 0, the voltage decreases. So that means when you change the angle, the voltage in the winding S1 and S2, it is decreasing. That is, it is comes 0 to note down the values. So you can note down here S1 and S2. At 0 it is 33 point something, and 30 it is 18 point something. So if you go for 60°, it is 0.7. 60°, it is 0.7. So that is reading for I'll complete one full complete, and I go for 90 here. 90 again, it is comes 17.6, 120, 32.5, and 150, 38.5, 180. So it is 32, that is equal to 33. So by seeing this reading, when you vary the angular position 80°, the 0 to 180, that's 180°, when vary, it completes is 33. It 180° values. The value decrease, increase, again it comes to normal position. Again after 120, beyond 180 to 10, it is 9.8, 240, 2.7, 270, 19.5, 300, 34.4, 330, you'll get 98.5. So again 0, you'll get 33. So this gives reading for voltage between S1 and S2. Similarly, you can calculate reading, have to take down between S1 and S3, or S2 and S3. Again, you need to start with angular position 0. You have to note down the reading for same thing. So I'll just when it is 0, see, when it is the angular position 0, voltage index is 0. So when you again increase this, when angular position is 0, the value is 33.8, and when you increase it is 30°, it is 38.5, and 60, it is 34, and go for only directly 180, I'll go here, it will be again 33.6. okay, and I'll go for 270, it is 17 point, like this. So again 300 at 0, you'll get 33 point. The same reading have to note down. So similarly, the reading for S1 and S3 and S1. S3 and S1. See, for S3 and S1, when it is position is 0, angular position is 0, voltage is 1 point something, 1.3, and when you increase it is at 30 degree, and reading is 19, and 60 degree it is 29, 90 degree it is 38, and 180 degree it is 0. So like this you need to do 270, it is 38, 38 again, at 360, 0. It completes the reading you need to take. So after taking reading, you need to plot the graph. So when you plot the graph, you'll get three-phase sinusoidal waveform. You'll get the waveform, three-phase sinusoidal waveform like this you'll get. So this is three-phase sinusoidal waveform you'll get. The graph, when you plot three voltages like this, you'll get 3 volt phase volt, three-phase supply system. So here we can see the voltage, it is increases, it is decreases, again it increases. So here you need to take some values negatives. So 33. So when you see the diagram, when you see the three-phase diagram, one start with 0, and one start with here, some here, and one start with from this place. The see the 33, this is start with this point, this S1 and S2 here, S1 and S2, this one, this is S3 and S1, this is S2 and S3. This start these values. So we need to S3 33, again it is coming down 0 at 90 degree, 60 it becomes 0, at 60 degree it becomes 0. So after that you need to take minus. So next 180 degree, 180 up to 240 you need to take minus. So these are positive values. So similar need to take. So